It looks like it goes farther down.
It's more negativer, right? It's more below the isoelectric line than it is above. Does that make sense? Boom. And I actually have a smiley face worksheet that I have for you guys that's awesome, where I'm going to show you how to do it. It's pretty awesome. Okay, all you need to know when you walk out of here tonight is that if it's positive amplitude, it's what side?
Right.
Okay, good. And if it's negative amplitude, it's
The other one.
left. Okay. All right. Good, good, good. But you're going to look where? V1. You have to look V1 for bundle branch blocks. All right? That's all you need to know when you walk out. Not necessarily that you're going to be able to diagnose all of them, but you need to walk out of this room tonight knowing those two key concepts. You look at V1 and how to differentiate between amplitudes, right or left. Okay? All right. I'm going to come down to V2. How do I get this away? Ah, that was good. All right.
What? The whole thing now.
Just hit go. No, stop. Just hit Control Z on your keyboard. Make everything better. Control Z. Boom.
Oh my gosh, you're amazing, Colin. This word is kind of stupid. I don't really know a smart word. All right, anyway. So you're going to look at V2. Anything significant in V2 that jumps off the page at you?
The T's are really high.
What's that?
The T waves are really big.
The T waves look huge in this. But is it ST segment elevation? No, it's not ST segment elevation. It's just big T waves at this point. Okay, so there's nothing hugely significant. I'm going to introduce a new topic down here in V1 and V2. V1 is bundle branch block. V1 and V2 is left ventricular hypertrophy, also known as LVH. V1 and V2 is left ventricular hypertrophy. Okay? Left ventricular hypertrophy means that the left ventricle has withered. And there's a lot of reasons for that. People with left-sided heart failure tend to have LVH.
Have withered?
Withered. Yep. Left ventricular hypertrophy. Okay? And basically what happens is that it's not beating as it should. It's also not conducting as it should. Okay? This is important to know because you cannot diagnose ST segment elevation through LVH. You cannot diagnose. You could see ST segment elevation everywhere. And if you have a left-sided bundle branch block or you have LVH, we call them mimics. I'm going to write this down. Yeah, let's. Okay. V1 is for bundle branch block. V2 and V1 gives us left ventricular hypertrophy. Both are mimics.
Different than mine.
Okay? So someone asked me what LVH, how do I diagnose LVH? Someone, I need to play in the audience.
How do you diagnose LVH?
I'm so glad you asked, Ian. Thank you so much. Okay, so to diagnose LVH, you're going to start counting boxes again. There's a lot of counting of boxes, which I don't know about you guys, it drives me insane because, again, I'm dyslexic, and I also have the attention span of like a gnat. It's driving me, I hate this. So, because I hate it so much, I work really hard at it, and I got really good at it. Whatever you have to do, take index cards with you, fold your paper, take a ruler, take your field guide, take your phone, whatever you have to do. Turn it sideways, upside down, fold it, make origami. However is going to work best for you to count boxes, make it happen. When you are looking for LVH, this plus this has to be 25 or more little boxes. Let's say it again. Okay? This plus this has to be 25 or more little boxes. 25 or more little boxes is indicative of LVH.
Negative deflection?
Negative deflection. Yeah.
Starting at the point of the mice metric.
Yes. So, isoelectric line, here down, here to here, have to count, plus here to here, needs to be 25 little boxes or more. Okay? Because not everyone is going to have that, like, tail coming off of it. 25 big boxes, or 25 little boxes, 5 big boxes, all caught up. Sorry, I was like, what? That's a lot of boxes. All right. You guys okay with these yet so far? Can I move on a little bit? Again, this is all new information. When you walk out tonight, you have to have familiarity. You don't have to have expertise. All right? I don't know that I'm going to be in Thursday. I'm going to try to be in Thursday. So if you have specific questions, you can come in and talk to me as Sherry's doing more review. I hope to be here. It's really going to depend on how I'm doing. So I'll let you guys know. All right, we're down here to V3. Let's start looking at lead 3. Anything significant in lead 3? T waves are what? What's going on with our T waves? We're totally peaked. Okay. Absolutely. Any ST segment elevation? Not really. Just peak T waves at this point, right? I would agree with that. Everyone good? So now we came down. Where's my next place I'm going to look?
V4.
V4, because remember, over, down, up. V4. Anything significant in V4 that I'm concerned with? T waves totally peaked. Anything else? Probably not. Not too worried at this point. V6. No, we just did V4, right? Didn't we just do
V5.
Yeah, so V5, we're gonna do V5, not V6.
I'm sorry, V5. I apologize. All right, V5. I apologize, kids.
The line looks like it's
I
wavy.
thought I did it off there.
No, you didn't. I'm just exhausted. I apologize.
Is that the paper? The reason that the isoelectric line looks like it dips down?
Oh, when they scanned it in, it just kind of wrong. But yeah. All right. See how this kind of like drops off right here? That's when the printer stops recording. The heart doesn't stop beating. It's okay. Because I did have that. I did have somebody ask me that once. Does that mean that the heart stopped beating? I'm like, no, it's okay. We just stopped beating. All right. So when we're looking down here, I'm going to urge you to take a closer look at this. The isoelectric line is a little funky here. It's got like that weird curve to it. But look and see if there's anything in there that's clinically significant to you guys. Because we're going to have a conversation. I'm going to introduce a new topic in like 2 seconds. Brace yourselves.
The T wave when it, or well, the ST segment there is kind of it's raised a little above where the T wave eventually comes down to. So it looks to be about a box.
This looks like it might be a J point. What? Okay. When you see this little hook thing, does everyone see that? How it's like darker at the very beginning of our ST segment at kind of the end of the QRS complex? Do you see this? Does everyone see it? I need yes or no? Okay. All right. Right here. This very well could be a J point. All right? I don't see anything that's isoelectric because I have a crap isoelectric line, or ST segment elevation because I have a really bad isoelectric line. In a situation like this, our next step is to see if there's an issue in a contiguous lead, right? Because contiguous in this instant would be V5 and V6. And I know that because I see all leads, right? Contiguous would be V5 and V6. I may or may not have a problem in V5. If I have a problem in V6, now I know that I need to redo this because there's totally a problem or because there's a potential for an issue. So let's look at V6. What's going on down here? Any issues?
Elevated there, yeah.
It does look elevated here, but arguments could be made either way for these two. So this gets into the, you're a fuzzy bunny, or you moved, or oh no, I didn't put it on quite right, or my partner went over a bump, or my printer sucks. Any one of these real life situations is going to give you issues. In this instance, the best option is to reposition your patient check your leads, make sure that all of your leads are appropriately connected on your patient, and reprint it. Don't tell your patients not to breathe during this. Because I've had paramedic students who are like, I'm gonna take a 12 lead now, don't breathe. And I'm like, no, stop. Because what happens? They're not gonna pass out. They don't love you that much that they're gonna listen to
The
everything
rate
you
might
say. They're not that
change.
powerful. They're gonna get right to the very end when they're actually starting to take the 12 lead, and they're gonna take a big old deep breath, and it's gonna jack everything up. Tell them to breathe normally. Tell them to relax. Don't tell them to not breathe. Yeah, just say, don't talk for a quick second. I need you to relax and not move. That's all you need to do. Okay? So, focus, kids, focus. I only have you for like 25 more minutes. Come on. Focus. All right. In this issue, kids, they actually, and I'm going to totally blow your mind here, say that this is the beginnings of a anterior lateral MI. And now that I say it, look at it. Can you see it?
I see it.
But it's the beginnings. It's not actual ST segment elevation. It's not contiguous, but it's the starts of. And when I say that, you guys are like, yeah. Because look at your anterior and lateral leads. What are your anterior and lateral leads, guys?
3, 4, 5, 6.
3, 4, 5, 6. Would I take this person to a cath lab? Would I activate the STEMI team? No! They will kick your butt, particularly if it's like 2 a.m. No. Okay, but we're absolutely going to transmit this to the cath center, and you're going to say, listen, this is what I have. This is a presentation of my patient. She's talking like a duck. She's totally talking like a duck. 69-year-old female with chest pain. Right away, I'm a little like, oh no. I totally want to transmit this and say, listen, I don't have any ST segment elevation per se, but it's looking, I have a high index of suspicion that this is going to become something. I'm not activating the cath lab, but I'm going to transmit this to you, and I would go to a cath-capable hospital. Does that make sense? Am I going to treat for ACS for this person? Yeah, they have chest pain. What's my vital signs? Now we get into that situation where we've got to treat our patient. Okay? Any questions about reading a 12 lead? We're going to go on to the next one, and I'm going to sit back and let you guys walk through it. Okay? I know, right? But this is easy. You just have to kind of take your time, and remember, the biggest thing you have to do is top down, bottom up. Remember the windows you're looking at. Look for changes. Look for what's not normal. Once you know what's not normal, you can diagnose things. All right, this one's kind of a nice, pretty one. Not a whole lot of issues here. So walk me through it. Someone come up and actually walk me through it. Someone who doesn't normally get up. Who doesn't normally get up? Who hasn't been to the board? AJ, you're falling asleep. Get up. Come on. Listen, you nodded. Come on. Come on. I'm tired too. Let's go.
Oh, bother.
Shenanigans.
I should have stayed home today.
All right, show me lead one.
There's a P-wave, there's a QRS, and that's not normal at all.
Could you be more specific?
The T-wave is humongous.
Okay, the T-wave is totally standalone.
Can you
Absolutely.
turn
So it
sideways?
looks funky, but what did we say? That might just be looking funky.
They
for
do,
us.
move sideways.
Yeah.
Move
Because
to the
we're
other
not
side of
used
the
to
board.
looking at it. Okay. Show me lead two.
Everybody.
And show me where lead two ends.
Here.
Nah, over a
Yeah,
little.
move
There you go, there you go. Okay. All right, cool. Any issues in lead two?
It's a little better, but the T-wave is still quickly eclipsing the P, which is not good.
Well, the T-wave can be bigger than the P, and
Yeah,
that's okay.
that's true. It's better there.
Yeah.
Up here, it's
Yeah,
It's better, yes.
it's gihugic in one, but it's not as gihugic in lead two.
That's
Yeah, I
good,
agree. Yeah. Okay, lead three. Gihugic. All right, three.
He's a huge dick.
Hey, red dot. Red dot. Red dot.
Let's
There is a red dot up there. Now you have a red student up there. That's awesome.
we're gonna have to
All right.
take that off for YouTube.
No children allowed.
Gonna put over 18 on that. All right. So look at lead 3. This is, now we're starting to have some issues here, because what do you see in lead 3, guys?
I can't see.
Depression. Yeah. I totally see ST segment depression in this. And what makes it ST segment depression, guys?
Because it starts at the
Because it
line.
starts below the isoelectric line. Do you guys see that? Where if it was inverted, it would start at or above the isoelectric line and dip below. But this doesn't, it starts below. Okay? All right, let's move on to AVR.
It's backwards. That's normal.
That's normal, right? It's totally cool that in
Yeah, we're-
AVR everything is upside down.
There's your
Good.
P, QRS, T again is very large, and it looks pretty normal besides that, it ends right here.
Okay, let's move on down to AVL.
Okay. There you go. That might be a tiny P wave right there, there's a little dot, I don't know. QRS, T
We know it's
wave.
there, why though? Why do we know it's there?
It's the same frequency.
And remember, guys, if you see it in AVR, you can draw a line straight down and you can find it. Like, see this little funky blip right here? If there's any concern at all, remember, you can just start here and go straight down, and I know.
You are not alone.
Control Z.
You are alone.
You are alone.
You are 180. Alone.
Okay. Oh. All right.
Yep.
Sorry, guys, I was getting tired. All right,
So for AVF, it looks like it's normal again, but the ST is again depressed below the isoelectric line, just slightly, but it still is below.
absolutely.
So then for V1, same thing, but it's flipped. So you can see here, the ST segment is again being silly. So
So what's going on with the ST segment, other than it's being silly?
it's inverted just that way, right?
And when it's inverted,
elevated.
it's backwards inverted, it's like a double negative. So we call that elevation,
Yes.
okay?
It's
When you
elevated.
have ST segment depression, that's a double negative, it's elevation.
Yeah, this way.
Right, okay, so when you come down like this, it's gonna be ST segment elevation.
There we go.
Double inversion.
Does everyone see that that is very clear ST segment elevation? Okay, yes. Okay, so now we also have to start considering that this may be some kind of a mimic. So let's rule out a mimic, and we can start ruling out our mimics right here in V1. Okay, because now I know that I may have an ST segment elevation MI, so immediately start thinking mimics. And the 3 mimics that we talked about today, we've only discussed 2 so far.
Bundle branch and the LVH.
Bundle branch and LVH. So let's rule out a bundle branch block. Go ahead and get that measurement. Where's the measurement, guys?
It'd be great.
No more than 3 blocks.
Yeah.
Right here. We're actually going to be measuring from the start of the QRS complex to the end of the QRS complex. Okay? So we're going, so start to the end of the QRS complex. Okay? And it's actually 2. You're okay. It's not. It's not a bundle branch block. But it does look kind of wide and funky though, doesn't it? Because of the ST segment elevation. That's why it's so important to actually get in there. You're going to have like a hip. I'm so
Good.
sorry. All right.
Fine.
But you guys are absolutely going to have to rule this stuff out, okay? And that's why it's good to have a high index of suspicion. Consider that it could be something else. Okay, so we've ruled out a bundle branch block.
Yeah. Well, V3 is where it gets really crazy because that is...
What? Whoa. But keep moving.
Okay.
Keep moving down, and remember, you don't skip. So V2,
V2.
is there ST segment elevation in V2?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that is clear ST segment elevation. Is there anyone in the room that doesn't see that? Because I will give you my glasses.
I just wanted to.
All right. Okay. So we have to again continue ruling out our potential issues that would be a mimic. So in V2, that negative amplitude of the QRS complex, that plus the negative amplitude of the QRS complex, does that equal 25 boxes or
No
more?
way.
No, doesn't even look like it. You glancing at it, you know that it doesn't. Okay, so we know that that's not LVH, and we've already ruled out our bundle branch block. So now we know that this guy is having an ST segment elevated MI. Let's keep going through it because now we need to know where this elevated MI is. So keep moving.
Oh, look at that.
That's where it gets crazy.
Oh,
Looks like a church.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know that we have ST segment elevated MI in V1, V2, and V3. So we know V1 and V2, Bob, where is it?
It's in the ceiling.
We know for a fact that I have a septal MI, but is it anywhere else? Let's keep going and find out.
V4. Not as bad as V3, but it's still there.
Still there, absolutely. Okay,
V5, it's come down. The QRS complex is just meh, but the ST wave is again elevated.
okay.
And
So
then
would-
V6, it's
Well, let's
down again.
go back and talk about V5 just a little bit longer. AJ, thank you for your time. You can sit down if you want. Okay, thanks. All right. So V5, is there ST segment elevation in there?
Yes.
Yes. Can we all agree that that's ST segment elevation in V5? And I know it's hard to see, but it actually starts right here. And this is that situation where if you look at something too long, you go cross-eyed, get yourself paper when you're doing this at home. Get a piece of paper, find the isoelectric line, and lay it down, okay? And then if you have to, come right there and kind of block off what you're looking at so you don't go cross-eyed, okay? In this issue, it is ST segment elevation. It isn't a line, but it is definitely there. And then come down to V6. Any ST segment elevation in there?
No.
V6 is fine. So I know that I have it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Septal
1,
anterior.
2, 3, 4.
Does the QRS usually appear smaller than V5, or is that just this one?
That's just this one. Yeah. Now I have to tell you guys, and this is a good one to talk about it on, the last mimic I want to talk to you guys about tonight. This is the last mimic we're going to talk about. First mimic was the bundle branch block. Second mimic was left ventricular hypertrophy. Third mimic is going to be pericarditis. Pericarditis is an inflammation or an infection in the heart, okay, that causes inflammation. Because the heart is not getting the oxygen that it needs, it can actually look like it's having an MI, but it's not. Okay? This is when you have ST segment elevation everywhere. The minute that you start seeing elevation, 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 you need to start thinking, wait a minute, this could be a mimic. This might actually not necessarily be a widowmaker. This may actually be a situation of have someone having pericarditis. So a couple things that we want to look for pericarditis. Fever, substernal chest pain that had a rapid onset, okay, a cough, and then ST segment elevation throughout. But the fever is the big one, and they look like they're having the big one.
This one?
Real quick, just Rams up first, real quick.
Okay. Pericarditis, you would see it in the interior leads too, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but you don't,
So that would rule it out on
yes.
Well,
But that's what I'm saying, when you start seeing ST segment elevation, a lot of places start considering it, and then backtrack and say, okay, but I didn't have it everywhere, so it's not.
that. And what about pericardial or tamponade?
Pericardial tamponade is a mimic, but we're not talking about it's not, I just wanted to introduce the three. Because when you get into pericardial tamponade, it is a mimic, but it's an advanced mimic, and I want to make sure you guys are good with the big three first. So, and it's not going to be boring you, but let's get this at first. There's a lot of information for one night.
But we said, in V3, we have some depression, which would be your reciprocal change.
Exactly. So we know for a fact it's not the mimic, because remember, Pat just said, well, wait a minute, you know, these are elevations, okay? In pericardial, pericarditis, sorry guys, in pericarditis, you are not going to necessarily see the mimics like you would, okay? You are going to see, remember, everything is going to be depressed in AVR because that's just how it looks. But you are going to see elevation, whereas in other instances, you might have seen depression. Okay, does that make sense? So those are the big three mimics that I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight. The other component that I want to talk to you guys and begin the understanding process is reciprocal changes. Okay, we didn't talk about that right yet. When you see ST segment elevation, for every action there has to be an equal and opposite reaction. You guys learned that like in elementary school, right?
Newton's law.
Thank you, Newton.
I think they were like apples.
Thanks,
So you're
Maverick.
gonna get like,
So yes,
Zeppelin.
you're gonna have an equal and opposite reaction. So when you have elevation, you have to also have depression. okay? And in some places, you're going to see depression that's going to almost mirror that elevation. So I have a really good printout, and I left it at work on my desk. But I'm gonna post it, and I will make sure that Sherry has it for you guys. I'm gonna put it on Blackboard. It should be on there by lunchtime tomorrow for you guys. It's awesome because it gives you the ICL leads, but then it also discusses the reciprocal changes. And it's one of those things, unfortunately, you guys are gonna have to memorize, but it's not overly difficult, I promise. Okay? Any questions about the information I threw at you tonight? It is a lot, but it's not unmanageable, guys. It's not. This stuff is awesome. Like, you are looking at so many different areas of the heart right now, okay? And I always tell people, like, EKG interpretation is like learning to speak a new language. There are a lot of different dialects. You know, the way I speak here in Philadelphia is not the way I'm going to be speaking if I'm down in North Carolina, right? It's all English, maybe. We're all speaking American, but, you know, it's going to be slightly different depending on who's up here talking to you, but the basics are the same.
Are you, did you get your aspirin now?
Yeah, we're still learning for like 10 more minutes.
No, recording.
It's like, damn it!
No, I said.
Oh,
I'm just learning
recording?
about things about
I don't know, are you
America.
recording?
Mm-hmm. You want me to not?
No, I was gonna, it doesn't.
She was gonna tear me a new one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tear you down.
We can pause it for a second. I'm pretty
No,
Turn it off.
sure if you pause it.